Today, we are going to talk more about the effects and to focus more about the effects exist inside After Effects. We are going to try some of them today, and some of the effects exist. We might talk about them later. I don't know if we will have a time to discuss all of them, or at least most of them. But in general, and this is an advice for you, any effect here, you can write the effect name. For example, on YouTube, write the effect name and then write After Effect. For example, for the transition, okay, you can write, for example, CC Glass Y After Effect on YouTube, and then will be many. There will be many tutorials for you that could help you to understand how this effect works. And by the way, some of these tutorials will be no longer than 30 seconds or 1 minute. So if you spend 1 to 2 hours on the effects by using YouTube, I assure you, you will learn most of them, okay? And by the way, the effects is very important inside After Effects. For example, the transition effects usually we use them for many purposes. For example, we use them to create an intro to to our production. For example, we make our production start from transparent to disappear 100% by using one of these effects. Sometimes we use them as a transition between two scenes or two layers, transforming from one layer to another. And this is being, we use this effect at the end of the first layer, also at the beginning of the second layer, based on the timeline, of course. Also, we can use the transition to make the items or the objects appear inside our scene. For example, we have an illustration file contain many layers from Illustrator. We can make the parts inside this file appears by using one of these effects. So the transition effects, very important. Of course, most of these effects could create an attractive, could be beneficial for you. So you need to learn, practice as much as you can. As I said, during this course, not only today, we are going to practice many of these effects, but you can see there's many effects exist under each topic. We will not be able to cover all of them because we have other things we need to cover, okay? For example, here inside the effects, we have some effects related to 3D. And if we want to work with 3D, usually we download a plugin specified to work with 3D, especially when we are planning to work on high quality objects. For example, if we have a presenter or a character, and we want to put this character inside a 3D virtual studio, so we need to install a plugins, and the plugins will appear down here to work with professional 3D. Also, we use the 3D to change the camera. Even with 2D objects, we can change the look at them, add to them a light to make the user feels that this object or this shape has something related to 3D. And we are going to discuss about them inside this course in the future, inshallah. We have an effects related to audio. Some of these effects related to fixing or enhancing the audio file we use. Some of them to manipulate the audio files. and some of them to add a special effects for the audio file. For example, we can use one of these to add an echo for the voiceover, for example, and there we have down the blur and sharpen. I think we tried one of them before. Which one? Do you remember? We tried, I think, the Gaussian. These effects help us to add a blur to the scene. And by the way, most of these effects, we can apply them not to the layer only. We can apply them to the mask, to a mask we create, and then we can create a mask, and then we can apply these effects. And also this, you are going to learn about them. You are going to learn about how to create a mask, how to track a specific area inside a scene and link the mask to this area. All of these you are going to learn about them later, inshallah. The Mocha, we are not going to talk about it now. We have the channels. In channels, you will find some manipulations to manipulate, to do some manipulation between the layers. Also, we have invert it reverse, or make an inversion for the colors exist inside any footage we use. We have distort. Distort contain many things. We are going to actually some of these distortion you tried some of them by using what? For example, do you remember the twirl? You tried some of them, or some tools like them inside the shape layer or the text layer when you went to animate or to add. Yeah, we are going to practice some of them, okay? We have the expression controller. I'm not going to talk about it now also. We have generate related in general to the coloring inside the scene. For example, if I use the for gradient, I'm going to disable this effect and this effect. We can add a specific coloring to here I'm adding this effect to shape, to solid. You can add it to shape and enhance the coloring. Also, for these, you can create an animation. As I said before, anything with stopwatch, you can animate it. Inside generate also, there's many effects related to coloring. To the stroke, you can add something like scribbles. As I said, some effects related to the colors. And we have something related to immersive video. These effects related to VR. We have keying. Keying, we use them to eliminate some parts inside the scene. For example, to eliminate the chroma key. We are going to discuss them very soon. We have the matte. We use the matte usually when we eliminate the chroma key to enhance the scene. Noise and grain, usually we use them to reduce the noise inside the scene, or to add noise or some scratches to the scenes. Absolute, also I'm not going to talk about it now. The perspective, 3D camera tracker. This is also related to 3D channel. We are going to discuss them later. Also the simulation, we have the stylize. The text, for example, we have numbers. This is a very simple effect. You can select the any font you want with the style and then hit OK. What you will have here, you will have a value. Usually we use this. We use this usually if we are, for example, talking inside, we are creating a documentary video and we are talking about some numbers, a date or anything related to numbers. We can create an animation by using this effect. For example, we can change the value. We can enable the stopwatch. I can make it 0, okay? And then inside the timeline, I can make it, for example, 200. What will happen between them? See? Okay. Of course, I can reduce the decimals after the dot. I can make them 0. And now I have what? I can increase the decimal places. See? Of course, I can change the style. I can select any color I want. I can increase the text size. I can add a stroke to it. Okay. I can increase the stroke. All the controllers for the text, I can apply them here. Also, I can change it here. The numbers is increasing. Okay. I can make them animate them randomly, not increasing. Okay. See now, the number will change randomly. Or here inside the number, the type, I can change many styles I have. For example, I have numbers leading zeros. See, I have time code. Time code. I have another time code. I have time. See? Okay. I have a numerical date. And this is also we can use to animate a date. For example, as I said, if we are talking about some historical production, if we are creating some historical production, okay, we have short date and we have long date. Also, you can try them. And we have hexadecimal. Okay. All of these you can try. This is under the numbers effects inside. You will find it inside what? Inside the text. Okay. And we have another one inside the text. We have the time code. You can use it also. You can select the time code. You can change the style like the text. You can select the time code comes from what? From a specific composition, for example. And then if you are moving inside the timeline, it will show you where you are inside the timeline. For example, here, I'm in 56 seconds, okay? And you can fix the styles for this one also. Before we created a text, and we made this text appearing based on a shape. If you remember, we add a mask for the text and make this text appear based on the mask, and we use a shape, make this shape moves, and then the text start appearing. I can add something, will make what I did before more attractive. For example, if I have this shape, okay, I need to fix the pivot or the anchors by clicking on Control and then double click here on the anchor, and then it will be fixed. And then I need to select the shape layer, position to make an animation for the position. Here I'm enabling the stopwatch for the position inside the timeline. For example, to 3 seconds. I'm moving the shape to the left, to here. Now I have this animation. Okay, what I'm planning to do, I'm planning to add an echo to this shape. Inside effects, inside time, now I have something called echo. This echo works with visual, not the echo that works with the audio files. The echo that works with the audio files, you will find it inside the audio. Now I'm working with the time. I'm adding an echo. Okay. If I hit on a play, still it's not appearing. I need to fix it. Inside the echo, I have many parameters I can work with. For example, the echo time. I decrease it. I have the number of echoes. I can increase it. For example, now I'm making it 6. If I click on apply, still it will need, for example, the echo time, I will make it minus 0.1. Okay, instead of add, let me try the maximum number of echoes 6. The decay, I increase it, I decrease it like this. Now let me try. I can decrease the echo time more. Now, of course, I'm removing the I'm hiding this solid. Okay, take a look now. Okay, we can apply this for the text to make the text appearing, but this will be more attractive than a shape moving to left or right. Here I can increase the speed. I can come here and select the first key, copy and paste it here. What will happen now? See,